no cats were harmed. So I've set up a little trap here for the black cat, and it's a sprayer and it's constantly switched on, and I can remotely switch the power on. Monday, January the 19th, day 1. We're running the cat tower feeders simultaneously, watching how Vista reacts to the auto feeder. Next couple of days, he seems to have taken to it well. Seems a bit nervous. Looking over his shoulder. By Friday, we start to see a problem. At 5 a.m, we have our first unwelcome house guest. We have a mouse in the house. And later that afternoon, a squatter's moved in. A big black cat. He's eaten all the food. And it's taking a siesta, making himself at home. But just as he's getting comfortable, the box collapses under his weight. Ha ha! It doesn't take him long to realize the box is a comfortable bed. Bed and breakfast. Blimey, he's moving in. But later on that night, the others aren't too happy about it. The next day, he's still in his box. The house cats aren't getting any food. Home alone and with a big black bully, indoors. Visto's not happy. But he is curious. How does this thing work? The food comes from up here somewhere. But where? Salvaje gets lucky and has a nervous meal. Meanwhile, I'm stuck at home, the other side of the island. I've got my mother's house to tidy up. It's coming up to her birthday, an anniversary. It's been 7 years. And looking after my goat Baifa. Con Baifa. And my other cat, Zelda. And getting the transmission fixed on the galloper. Anyway, back to the cats. Salvaje got fed. Nervously. He's getting the hang of how it works. Listen for the noise of the drop. Get in, quick. But I'm worried about Visto. He's not been seen. Next day, it's just a nervous Salvaje again. I've got a plan. Next day, I'm up to the farm with my artist friend, Walter. We bought a gun, a spray gun. I've still got problems at the farm. Another unwelcome guest. So here we can clearly see that a gate is being built, that being the frame for it. So this is a door that's being built here. You can see the door. This is the part of the farm which had the vegetable patches on it. These are the overgrown vegetables now. This is obviously because of the very wet winter we've had, has grown quite a bit. And here am I walking through it. I'm looking for the implements from my tractor, which should be here. And hidden in there, that's where they are. Look, camouflaged in here. There they are. The rotavators. God, buried deep under all these bushes. There they are, retrieved. The problems here continue with the horses down below, the dogs up above, up there, and nothing being harvested or planted here. Anyway, the cats. It's going to get interesting now with that gun. At 3:25 a.m., Salvaje comes to feed. Then at 5 in the morning we get another rat on the farm. He's interested in our gun, but probably more interested in the food. It's empty. In the afternoon, I'm pleased to see Visto's back. and Salvaje. They're both getting fed. And I'm watching them from afar, all by remote control now. So next day, Black Cat came back. I'll just switch the light on by remote, make sure it's him. Aim. Fire! Let's make sure. Refill. He's back. Fire again! You might think this is a bit cruel, but we can't have a male tomcat bullying our two neutered boys. You'll see later that our alien cat also likes to spray his scent around. Keep watching for more because he doesn't learn too quickly. In fact, next morning, just before 3 a.m, he came back. There was food in the tray and he filled his boots whilst I was fast asleep. Next morning, 8 o'clock on the dot, the feeder dispensed breakfast for the boys, and there was our cheeky chappy, back for more, so we gave it to him. At 9:30, Salvaje slunk in cautiously for breakfast. And then took cover under the bed. Just after midday, Visto pitched up for a snack, but there was none. Luckily, I was on hand. I saw him on my mobile and I dish up his food. I gave him a second helping too. But then, at 8 p.m, guess who came back? Our unwelcome gatecrasher. So I switched on the light, took aim, and fire! That was a blast. I was hoping by now he'd be getting the message. On the next day, we were ready, but nothing happened. But it looks like Visto was learning something. Where does this food come from? Up here. Nothing up here for me. But don't worry, Visto had already had his breakfast at 8 o'clock. Later that afternoon, Visto came back and so did Salvaje. It looked like they were going to politely wait their turn. I was watching and feeding from afar. Salvaje waited patiently for his turn. I served him up his. But Visto had other plans until Salvaje showed him off. When he'd finished, I gave him some seconds as well. Finally, Visto came back for another round too. Happy cats. Next day was Tuesday, the 3rd of February. Breakfast for Salvaje was at 6 o'clock. Is it me, or is he getting a bit fat? At 8:30, Visto had his. They didn't know it, but Tuesday was going to be a big day for them. David, the coffee man, was going to visit Rancho Buenavista for a 3-day stay, and I was going to join him too. Seemingly, the start of a normal day. He was still a bit curious as to where all this comes from. It's like this, I teased him. At 4 p.m, he was desperate to know about it. I know it comes from up here. Aha! The two of them were back at it at 5 p.m. I know, though, it comes from up here. I'm sure it does. Is it here, then? I just can't work it out. magic. It just appears just like that. Well, it doesn't work for me, mate, says Salvaje. I think I've sussed it, says Visto. Fire's going, Visto's here, David's here, even I'm here. So there we go, we're all cozy, we've just got arrived and we're warming the place up, hopefully, a little bit. I don't know whether warming it or smoking it.
More or less.
Yeah. Now I'm here with this chap and I'm sitting right here in front of this lovely fire. So David came to have a look how his coffee plants were doing. Next morning he went up to Cafe Place to take a look. Whilst I got on with drains. So jackhammer, I'll spare you the noise. We're jackhammering away down here and making the hole. Okay, so I'll show you. We're down to the plastic. Not the plastic, but the ground proofing, waterproofing ground sheet here. Yep, I did need to dig a bit more of it up, but there's the pipe. Oh look, there's a piece of rebar. It's very narrow. It's much narrower than I thought it would be. Note to self, make the plumbing pipes a bit fatter. So the hole is made and the pipe is exposed. Yeah, I can cut that pipe a bit later. Insert an inspection hatch. Keep full advantage of David being here. We have built a small shelf here for the fridge, which puts the fridge at eye height, which should be much better.
Always really good.
We enjoyed some good lunches over the 3 days too. We have a mouse in the house. We still have a mouse in the house. Okay, so this is the lower entrance of the farm, and whilst it was raining a while back, you could see the water. In fact, I filmed it, so I'll cut away to that now, how it was a few weeks ago. To the quantity of water that just comes down this hill. It's like a constant stream running. Of course, all that water comes from those hills up there, and it all comes down here, washes the road away, which is why it looks like that. You see they came along and they tried to deviate the water away from the path because it was running all the way down to the town. And they made soakaways here. And they did various things. And somebody gave them access into the farm. I'll show you. So this was done by the council workers who came in here without authorization. And they did this. What they tried to do was create an overflow down into the barranco over here. They didn't get very far digging that way. They just made a mess. Dale para adelante. It's gonna have to be another one, isn't there? It's not enough. But it's a start. Yeah. Nose sensitive filming. Here. Do a bit of work there, David. Just flattening it out now. A little bit. And just so that nobody says I never do anything, here we go. It's called a satchel. It's a Canary Island tool. Digging. I think that's probably enough. Friday, and Blackie's back. Eats. Shoots. And leaves. The dirty bastard. Let's see if I can work it out. It comes out here. It comes from up there. It comes out here. Oh, I give up. I'm going to make myself comfortable and wait till morning. Next morning, before dawn, the mouse comes out and just missed being breakfast. At 8 a.m. on the dot, Visto's at his place. I think he gets it now. Salvaje is a late riser for breakfast today. Let's see if I can just watch from here and work it out.